Yay. All right. Okay, well, welcome my friends and welcome to Sunday morning yoga. And I'm so happy you're here. You blessed me with your presence, and I hope to do the same back and bless you with this practice. So my goal for this practice is to leave you a little taller than when we started. And, you know, if you think about how we start in utero, you know, this tiny seed, and we start to unfurl, you know, we open. So we actually start off, you know, in the fetal position. And our goal is to work against gravity as we move through life, to elongate. But the truth is most of us are walking around, you know, not really aware of gravity and allowing to sink in. And, you know, when you see older people and they start to hunch and curl, that's what happens. We desiccate our whole life and we try to go back to that same position. So we want to open and we want to work against and with gravity. There's so many things that happen to our bodies, and that, you know, like degenerative disc disease is a big one. It's just, you know, it's just gravity as you start to kind of drop down and sink. And if you're not working to use gravity to strengthen and lengthen, then, you know, this is what happens. Everything starts to compress. Okay, so we'll start off like this, and then I'm gonna have you, if you have a wall, we'll move to the wall and you'll sit against the wall. And if you don't, that's totally fine. You'll just, you know, do what you do. And whatever you do is good practice. Yes. Well, let's start with just a nice big breath, and we'll add the arms. So you'll reach up, inhale. And stretch your fingers, allow the exhale to happen here. And inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, open your arms out, touch the earth, bow your chin. Inhale, lengthen tall, reach up. And exhale again, just release your breath, your chin, inhale. Feel the cat and the cow here as we move just with the breath, the spine, move with gravity. And last one, inhale, reach up. Bring your palms together, lengthen yourself tall, and exhale, release hands down in front of heart, bow your chin, and rest in your stillness for a few moments. And in your stillness, feel yourself moving with and against gravity. And staying in your stillness, we're just going to take Lotus Mudra. So the thumbs stay together, the pinkies stay together, the base of the palms stay together, and we open the 3 fingers out in the middle, and we open the palms. So you have a flower here. And then take a nice full inhale right to the top. Hold it, take in more air if you can. And exhale beautifully into your palms. Feel gravity, release. Inhale fully to the top. Feel yourself lengthening, lifting, take in more air. I'm going to try and exhale in 3 parts. So bow your chin, exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale completely. Release into your gravity. And inhale fully. Lift up from the base, your perineum, lift up through the belly, lift up, drop your shoulders, and exhale in 3 parts. And we'll open our practice and chant Om together 3 times. And you're welcome to close your hands or to keep them open. Inhale. Om.
And as you exhale, breathe into your hands. If you're still in lotus flower, bring the palms together. Interlace the fingers, lift your chin, open your eyes, and release your palms forward and reach up. And exhale over to one side. Inhale and exhale. Okay, inhale. Exhale, release. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna have you, if you have a wall or a bed or whatever you have, just to bring yourself to sit at the wall. You can bring something to sit on. And that. And so just snuggling in so you feel supported from the back of your head all the way down. Stretch, you know, do whatever you need to do with your legs. And then just, once you're here, we're just gonna play with cat-cow. So you can feel as you lengthen, you know, the shoulders, back of the head to the wall, maybe the back arches. And as you exhale, round back and the head will curl in, the shoulders come forward. Just do that a few times and notice what your legs are doing, how they kind of are participating to help lift you and drop you down. So almost like you're rolling your spine up the wall, the back of the head touches, and all the way. So as you continue to do this, and maybe it goes a little deeper, you can take it as you lift up so the back of the head is pressed and everything else is open. And then as you come back and you curl forward, just feel maybe the mid back, low back. And just do that a few more times, just to almost receive the little massaging touch of the back of the wall. Good. And then settle yourself in so you feel the back of the head touching, the back of the heart touching. Now you can draw your ribs in, feel more of your back to the wall. And now I'm going to take my shoulders and just press them to the wall. So my upper arms are at the wall. And then just kind of play with that, like pushing into the wall as much as you can with everything that's there, but smile. And just notice what you feel in your belly, your legs, as you just pressing, not so hard, but really connecting to the wall with the shoulders, maybe the upper arms, back of the heart, back of the head, back of the ribs, whatever else is touching. And then soften. You just let all that go, just be here. Good. Okay, so now just sitting as you are, you're gonna take your hand, just put it on the top, as if you're measuring, you know, you're a little kid and you wanna see how tall you are. So just put that there and then take a look. And I don't know if maybe, I've done this before with sticky notes, but I'm not that organized today. So I can kind of see where I am, and maybe there's a mark on the wall or something you can identify with. It's not really such a big deal. If you have a pencil, you can mark it. And so then once you kind of feel that, now we're gonna lift the arms up like we did at the very beginning. So start by taking your hands on the floor, and as you inhale, maybe you keep contact with the wall as you reach up. And as you breathe out, you can keep contact with the wall with your hands, your arms. And we'll just do this a few times. Reaching up. Releasing. I'm going to keep the back of my head at the wall. But even as I'm doing this, you know, the spine is moving. There's a little bit of cat, a little bit of cow happening. And this next time as you come up, we're going to take the arms all the way up, backs of the hands to the wall. And you're going to reach up. Get up as high as you can so that hands are where they are. Now turn your hands to face the wall and
maybe it's not going to work, you know, depending on your wrist. Try and soften, keep that. So you're not working, you're holding the hands where they are, but you're softening yourself down. So quiet. Quiet. One more breath. And then release, hands all the way down. Bring the hands back to rest on your thighs. Take a moment and feel. Good. Pardon me. One more cough. Let me just take a drink. It's dry. Okay, I'm going to bring myself a little bit away from the wall now. I'll just take what I'm sitting on. So you're just going to mark it that when you turn around, you know, you can comfortably bring your hands to the wall. Just kind of see, okay, so, you know, if my arm is a little bit bent here, it's not perfectly straight, but I'm not so close to the wall. You can see how far I am. I'm going to change the cross of my legs because that's just good practice. Yes, and then we're going to take twist. So let's start this way. Bring your hands down. Inhale, reach up. Imagine the wall behind you. Now as you exhale, just turn your body towards the right. And now release your left hand down, right hand to the wall. And maybe you can walk the right hand behind you more. Maybe you need to come forward. Okay, I'm on the pads of my fingers, my elbows pointing down, and that's going to bring the shoulder blade down into the back. And I'm just going to turn here. I'm going to anchor the fingers into the wall. I'm pushing into the wall. Breathing, smiling. Yeah, you can turn your left hand out if you like. Anchor. Yeah. And then we're going to release by just slide the right hand up the wall and then let it come around nice and gentle, and then bring yourself to sit. And feel the release. Good. Okay, we'll do that for the second side. Take one more breath. And release your hands down to the earth and inhale, reach up. Now as you exhale, turn yourself to the left. Right hand comes down and the left hand comes to the wall, and you find your place here. Walk it back more, forward. And then the pads of the fingers are on the wall, the elbow is coming down to the floor. And I'm just going to push into the wall. Breathe, smile. I'm using the wall for resistance. I can turn the right palm to face out. Breathe. Good. Inhale. And exhale and release. And again, you might take your hand up the wall or just let it come down, but whatever, it's all fine. Just drop in and breathe. Good. Okay. Stretch your legs out, move your feet around, and we're going to come sit in on the side here. So I'll keep my support right where it is. I'm just going to turn myself so that my right hip is facing the wall, and then I'm going to pop the hip up on the blanket here. And the legs are off to the left. So my right foot is going to be pointing straight out, and I'm going to turn the left foot to point back. So that's just one way to do this. You can adjust your legs however you like. There is an imbalance here. So the right hip is supported, and the left hip, I'm allowing it to drop so that I'm not going to be so crunchy. And I'm looking for more of a straight spine. Okay, now take your right hand. Let's just start it on the floor. Take the left hand over to the right and start to turn. And once you turn and you face the wall, I want you to face the wall. We'll take the left hand to the wall, then the right hand. I'm on the pad. So if you're not there, like I'm looking at my husband, then he needs to turn a little bit towards, so you're facing the wall more comfortably. Like you can see, I'm just like, hello, wall. Yeah. It's a comfortable turn. The fingers are into the wall, the elbows come down, and now I'm going to push into the wall and towards the left. And I'm going to turn my head to the right. Now I'm going to press the bottom ribs back, like I'm leaning into the wall. Okay, you can floss here too, like feel you know, for yourself, if you need a little bit of flossing, and then twisting, breathe, and then release, just nice and slow, and it's a big twist, and just turn to face the front, whatever you need to do, stretch your legs out, good, go back inside, so I'm going to turn away from you. So I'll just adjust, left hip on the wall, and my legs are in this position here where now the right foot is pointing straight back and the left foot is pointing out. Okay, now I take a moment here, I'm going to drop this right hip, and just to find a little bit of more, you know, up and down, but do make it your own. Okay, then I'm going to inhale. Put the left hand on the floor and the right hand over to the left knee. I start to turn. Now I take the left, you start with, the right hand. Start with the further hand so you can see, oh, is this comfortable or not? Do I need to turn myself more? All fine. Then take the left hand to the wall. Anchor the pads of the fingers, push down and to the right, turn your head, and then breathe. And if you can go deeper, I take the ribs back. So I'm really using the hands. I'm pushing the fingers. You can see my hands are white knuckling. You look at your hand, not white knuckling, that's not right. It's the nails that are white. Good, breathe here. One more breath. And then release. This time, you're just going to stretch your legs out, turn to face the wall. You can take your blanket you were sitting on, you can use that for your head. We're going to lie down just straight out with the legs stretched straight, and I have the feet right to the wall. So the heels are on the floor, right at the wall. There we go. Now I put a little bend in my knees as I come to lie down because inevitably the legs are going to come away from the wall. And if I put a little micro bend, I can come down and my legs are stretched straight. Okay, pause here. You can put your hands on your tummy or wherever you like. Lying on the beach. Feel your breath. We've opened it. We've twisted the spine a little bit. Yeah, just nothing to do. Just breathe. Okay. Now, heels are right at the wall. We're just going to do what we do. You're going to pull the toes out as if the toes are coming up off the floor. Just lift your toes up, push the feet into the wall, and just notice what happens when you push in, how the legs engage, and then keep that. See if you can drop the bottom ribs down, smile. And then we're going to keep all of this as we take the arms up and over your head. Backs of the hands to the floor, and if that's no good for you, you make it what you need to. I'm going to open my hands, stretch my fingers, the toes are still lifted. I'm anchoring the feet into the walls, I'm reaching away. And breathe. Get longer. Maybe walk the arms more away from you. Anchor the legs through the heels, so as you push the heels into the wall, the legs anchor. Okay, we'll inhale and exhale, bring the right knee in. Okay, we're going to try and keep the left foot at the wall. If that's no good, bend it or bring yourself closer to the wall. Just take a few breaths here. Just draw it in and out. Feel your body. Smile. And then we're going to hug this knee in. I have the foot flexed. I'm going to anchor the left leg into the wall. As I'm anchoring the left foot into the wall, I'm really pushing, my toes are still lifted. I'm pushing the ball of the left foot into the wall, the heel to the wall, the baby toe edge of the foot into the wall. So my left leg is really working. I'm going to soften my shoulders, smile, and release the leg. Let the arms come over your head again. Notice you can soften whatever you were doing, just be here. And notice what you feel. You're already taller.
one side.
On one side. So let's do the other side. Let's start with just how we did. Anchor the feet, pull the toes, take the arms over your head, and just be so long. You know, you can even walk your arms up higher. Stretch your fingers, open your palms. Smile and breathe in these two directions. Draw your bottom ribs in if you can. One more breath. And then exhale, left knee in, opposite interlace of the fingers. Make any adjustments you need and honor them as you honor your practice. Okay, I can feel my right heels come away from the wall, so I'm just gonna slide in a little closer. Pull the right toes off the wall and really anchor through the foot into the wall. This is gravity that we're working with. You know, if you like to, well, I know who's here. So the next time you go for a nice walk, as you walk, really anchor each foot down. Work with gravity. Okay, so anchor the inside of the foot, the outside of the foot. Let the shoulders soften. So it's really about the right leg. Take one more breath. And we'll release again, arms over your head, let the legs extend and be. And feel how your breath is open, like magic. Good. Okay, so here, feel your feet against the wall. You're gonna anchor the inseam of your foot, like almost like you could lift the baby toe edge of your foot away from the wall. You might be able to do that. Feel the big toe mound and the inner heels pressing. Okay, then add the outer foot and just feel that. And now we're going to bring both knees into the chest, and maybe you do that at the same time or one at a time. All fine. Just bring it in. This is just your back massage moment. So let's bring the knees in and out. Breathe, and we'll circle the knees a couple times in both directions. And just hold on to your knees. And feel yourself massaging your low back. I'm going to drop the arms to the floor and continue with this circling. So I can make it a little bit bigger. And the feet are maybe a little flexed. The knees are together unless they don't come together yet. And then reverse if you haven't. Circle in the opposite direction. Good. Okay, we did all these twists. Turn your palms to face up. Drop both knees over to your right. And I'm going to pull these knees up as high as I can comfortably. So they're actually touching my right arm. If that works for you, great. If it doesn't, you put those knees anywhere that you need. Know that you're doing the work of the twist. I'm going to lift my head up and turn my head to the left. And just breathe. In through your nose, maybe out through your mouth. Okay, if you have some room here to rock your top hip, just forward and back a few times. And then drop in again to your stillness. And I'm going to take both arms over my head. And you might just rest here, or you can bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, split the palms as we do, and press the palms away. And then take the left hip, the one pointing to the sky, and draw it away from your head. And then just take some beautiful breaths into all this space. And then let's just release super yoga. So if you have the fingers interlaced, you're going to lift the arms up to the sky, bring the palms together, bring them down, and then separate your arms back out. Turn your palms down, draw your belly in so you can anchor and bring the knees up. And then if you want to hug them in for a moment or two or whatever you need to do, and then you'll roll them over to the left side. As I bring them over, I hug the knees into the chest and get them as high as I can. And that just gives, you know, more twist. But again, everything unfolds in its own time. So honor your practice. I honor your practice. I honor your work. Then I'm going to lift my head up and turn it to the right. And just take some time, just breathe. You know, this is one of those poses that so much happens. We lubricate, freshen up our inner organs. We bring breath into the side ribs. And it's one of those very calming poses for the brain. And I'm just going to floss the hip a little bit. So the right hip, I'm just going to move it. Just move it a little bit. See what's there.
Such a nice crack.
Oh, good. Heart just got a nice crack. I hope everyone else did. Good. And then drop in. Stillness, breath. In the stillness of your breath, we find clarity. Was one of the cards I chose today. And then we're going to take the arms over your head and, you know, however that works, just taking the arms up brings more breath in to the upper chest. And you can stay like this or palms together, opposite interlace, flip the palms. And then I'm going to add that top hip. I'm just going to press it towards the wall. Breathe. Okay. And then we'll release. So I'm going to lift my arms up to the sky, palms together, bring them down with great reverence and back out to the sides. And then bring the knees up and just hug them into your chest here. Okay, we're going to come to sitting facing the wall. And so I'm going to rock and roll. I'm going to cross one ankle over the other, wrap the arms outside the knees, grab the soles of the feet, baby toe edge. So if this works, you know, just rock and roll. You know, I always like to do it a few times because it's good for your spine. So whatever works for you. And then you'll bring yourself to sitting. Yes, my friends, so cute. And then, you know, you can take this little blanket you have, you can sit on it. And you're just gonna mark yourself so that you can touch the wall here. So see, with your arms a little bit higher than your shoulder height. So figure out your space. Okay, I'm gonna come to the non-habitual cross of my legs, and I'm actually doing this heel to heel. I showed you last time, but it doesn't really, that's nothing to do with the pose. So however you're sitting comfortably on your support. Good, and we're just gonna take the hands, let's start with them, you know, start with them maybe like shoulder height or a little bit higher. Lift yourself up as if you're leaning against the wall. So nice and tall, the belly's engaged, you're fighting against gravity. And now I'm gonna walk my hands up the wall as I come forward. Okay, so you just, wherever it is, I wanna come to that place. So I'm on the pads of my fingers. My head is, ears are between my arms. Yeah, now I'm gonna press the bottom ribs back and smile. Okay, now your arms, without, you know, nothing to see. Turn the inner elbows to face each other. And wherever you are here, you might walk your fingers up even like a micro-millimeter higher. Draw, lift yourself up from the inside. And then we'll push the hands into the wall to bring you back up, and you can walk the hands down till you come upright. Hands to your knees. You can close your eyes and just feel that. You feel taller? Yeah, there's no pill for this. You have to do the work. Good. Okay, one more breath. Okay, I'm gonna take my hands to the floor. Okay, from here, I'm gonna open my legs out so I can bring the feet to the wall. And they're wide, they're not super wide. They're maybe like 3.5, 4 feet apart, but I'm really bad with measurements. So make it your own. So they're wide apart. Yeah, but not like super wide. I have the soles of the feet are on the wall. I'm slightly pigeon toe just so that the baby toe edge is, you know, in good alignment. So I'm not, you know, the feet aren't turning out. They're turning in. You can roll your thighs in and then take your hands to the floor. Open your heart. Lift yourself up. And as you lift up, I want you to feel your feet can push into the wall. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
I'm hogging on the wall. Haley knows what this is like because this is her spot. Lift yourself up. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to take my hands to the wall. And there, you know, if this is too much for your back, then do one at a time. You know, you're all warmed up for twisting, so you don't have to do both. And you could also just keep your hands down and take yourself forward. So lift yourself up, feel the feet engage. You know, you don't have to push in so hard. Lift your belly. And now walk your hands forward and come forward. And doesn't need to be, you know, you feel when your body says that's enough. And hopefully, you know, you have a sense of humor. If it's not a lot, then you just laugh and go, okay, this is what it is. So again, my ears are in line with my arms, if that works. I'm going to find some cat pose. So I'm going to press my tailbone back. That's going to take my heart forward. And then I might be able to reach up a little higher. Turn your inner elbows to face each other. Feel the feet connected. Breathe. Maybe the ribs come back a little bit. Yeah. And then press the hands in to rise. Walk your hands back. And then to the floor. And then you can lean back if you like. And then just be here and breathe. Yes. Good. Okay. And then from here, bend your knees. Feet to the floor. I'm going to put my heels on the floor, and I have the foot is at an angle. Yeah. Take your hands down. So the palms are flat. Open your shoulders. Now feel into the wall here. And if this is no good, you know, you can come all the way down. And you might just have the toes up the wall. So either one. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to lift up. I'm going to open the heart, smile, arch the back, lift your hips, and then bring it down. Let's do that 2 more times. So if it's too much, put your feet on the floor. This is more quad or hamstring, sorry. And yeah, 1 more. Okay, now from up, I'm going to shift my hips forward, come off my blanket. Take the blanket back for your head. Lie down and put the feet at the wall like you're sitting in a chair. Okay, let's take a few moments to just feel. Your hands can be on the floor, on your body, on your thighs. Just drop in. So that should get the legs a little, my legs are vibrating. Hopefully yours are too. She's doing so much better. Okay, take a little cat-cow here. Just arching your back and, you know, like you're not lifting yourself up. You're just rolling your spine up and down. Feet are at the wall. And then take it down. So your back fully to the floor. Okay, let's bring the right knee into your chest. Cross ankle over knee. And we're here. So just let the knee open. If this is too much for you, straighten your left leg. You can always, you know, change it. So just breathe. Good. Thank you, heart. 1 more breath. Good. Okay, so we're not going to take the foot in just yet. What I want you to do here is see if you can elongate your spine, find a little bit of your cat pose. So you anchor the tailbone. That might, you know, might be too much. Work it. And then I'm going to keep everything where it is and really push the left foot into the wall. So I can feel as I push the left foot, I'm getting, you know, something here in the inner hip crease. A little bit of an arch in the back is going to stretch that piriformis. Okay, and then you're going to release just by letting the spine go and the pressure of the foot go. Now bring that left thigh in wherever it goes. This one? Oh, so maybe you're behind the thigh or on top of the shin, and just take a few moments to breathe and open. This is pigeon on your back, or dead pigeon, I've heard it called too. And one more breath. And then we're going to release the hands, put the left foot back against the wall, uncross the right leg. Yes. Now walk your feet apart, turn your toes out, the opposite of pigeon toe, and you might heel toe your feet down the wall to a place where you can be here with the, the knees open. So you find your place. If that's up high, that's fine. I'm just going to breathe. Nothing to do but release. Notice what parts of your back are touching the floor here. We'll add the arms. This is a standing pose, and the arms come out bent at the elbow. I'm going to have the backs of the hands on the floor, but if that's no good for you, make it your own. Now anchor the feet into the wall. Push into the wall. And as you do that, you might have capacity to open the knees more. Draw your belly in, ribs in. And then release, heel toe your feet back up. If you want to hug your knees into your chest for respite, do that. Otherwise, we bring the left knee in and cross left ankle over right knee. And then just take a few moments here. Feel if you need to adjust. And can you just be? And we'll just take 2 more breaths. Just do nothing. Smile, do that. And then feel your right foot to the wall. Okay, draw your bottom ribs in. Find a little bit of cow pose if you can, little arch. Then anchor that right foot into the wall. So you're working, you're pushing the right foot in, you're trying to arch the back and pull the bottom foot down. It's a lot happening. Okay, even though it looks like nothing. And one more breath. Okay, now just slowly release the back and the pressure in the right foot and just feel how much goes. Like if you really feel from that to softness. Now you can move to thread the needle. So right thigh into the chest or hold on to the shin, wherever you are here. I honor, if you're good with just the foot at the wall, I didn't even say that, that's fine. And then breathing. Nice inhale and a nice exhale. Good. And releasing, taking the foot back to the wall, uncrossing, and just heel toe your feet back to that goddess pose, nice and wide. The toes turn out, the heels in. Okay, I'm going to take my arms back into this full goddess pose here. And then I'm going to lift my toes away from the wall, anchor the feet into the wall, and try and find a bit of your cow pose. So you're arching your back. And then I don't want to lift up too much. I want to take these bottom ribs back in. And I'm going to lift up through my belly. Really anchor the legs. Smile like you're pushing the wall away. And then release, slowly feel everything. Heel toe the feet. Yes. Good. Okay. So we're going to come up to standing. So I'll bring the knees in. And just rock over to one side. And press yourself up. Good. Okay. I feel like I say standing, but maybe a downward dog. So a downward dog at the wall, it's always interesting. You can actually turn your hands So you just have your thumb and your index finger at the base of the wall, if this works for you. And then you can press yourself up and back. And so by turning the hands this way, you can even look at where your inner elbows are going. Press back, bend your knees if you need, lift your heels. Nice. And then let's walk your hands back, bend your knees, take your hands to your thighs and roll yourself up. And once you come upright, you might feel a little dizzy. Breathe, 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 breathe. Good. Okay. So let's start right to the wall. I'm going to take my feet right to the wall, toes just here. Then I take my hands and I'm just going to place them, you know, just maybe in line with the mid ribs. Okay, look at the wall, smile, anchor your feet as we've been doing. Now I'm going to step my right foot back. And I just want to step it, you know, maybe 3.5 feet, enough so I can have both feet on the floor. If your heel's lifting a little bit and that blanket's handy and you can just throw it underneath your heel, that might help. Turn your right hip forward. Now I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to angle it up the wall like we did before. So I have the heel on the floor, the balls of the feet on the floor. Feel your right thigh, press it back. Press into your right heel, lift yourself tall, and now as you exhale, walk your hands up the wall and allow the chest, the head to come down. Keep pressing both thighs back. Your forehead might touch the wall here, it might not. It's all good. Breathe and smile, draw your ribs in, press through the heels, thighs, I know you're working. Good. And now anchor the hands, take the chest away, walk the hands down. Okay, I'm going to put the left foot flat, but I have the toes still lifting up the wall. Now I'm going to bend into my left knee. Keep the right heel anchored. Now as you bend into your left knee, your elbows are going to bend. Guess what? Reach up. Press through the right thigh, the right hip moves forward, and then you might even look up. Okay, I'm still on the pads of my fingers. Good, and then we'll release into downward dog at the wall. So that's hands come shoulder height. You step both feet back and you drop down like you're doing your little downward dog at the wall. I'll draw my belly in, press the thighs back. Now I keep the arms straight, but I'm shifting the weight forward so that my head starts to move towards the wall, shoulders move away from the ears, and then I can push into the wall, shoulders come up to the ears, and I can release the head, and maybe do that 1 or 2 more times. So I'm just pushing into the wall and back. Good. Okay, now lift your head. Keep your hands where they are. Take the right foot to the wall, and I'm going to start with it at the angle. You readjust your left foot. Now pull the left hip forward and press into that left thigh. Lift your heart. Walk your hands up the wall. Inhale. Go really strong through the legs. Exhale. Drop your heart, your head. Okay, feel both thighs are pressing back. If you need to have a bend in your knees, that's totally great. Honor yourself. Breathe. Okay, I'm bringing that left hip forward, right hip back. Okay, and then I push the hands in, lift the head and chest, walk the hands to shoulder height. Now we start to bend. You put the foot flat with the toes up, if that works. Okay, as I bend into the right knee, I'm pushing the left thigh back. Okay, and then I take my belly tall, walk your hands up the wall, and come into this warrior one variation. Okay, feel free to stick your butt out. That's the cow pose. Breathe. You can look up or down, and then release. Good, step back, downward dog. Maybe widen your feet. You might even step off your mat. And be here. Push and pull or Find a little bit of cat-cow with your pelvic tilt. Good. Okay, and then come up. We're going to take a little rest at the wall. So you walk your feet in halfway. Palm over palm. Rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Just hang out with the forehead supported. Breathing. Yeah, one more breath. Push into the wall. Release. Now just turn around. Oh, you all look so much taller. Okay, so now I'm a little bit away from the wall. I'm just going to drop my hips to the wall. Okay, this is one of my favies. So feet are on the floor. They can go further in front. They can go wider. Let's take the back to the wall just like we started. Remember, shoulders to the wall. You can even take your palms to the wall here. Push the feet down and away. Bring your belly in so you can feel your tailbone dropping, bottom ribs. Yeah, I'm going to add one more little intrinsic action. My heels are going to press down and apart from each other. Inner thighs roll in. Front of the hip crease comes forward. So feel that, and then find everything again. We're going to lift the arms up. You can go wide if you have room, or just straight up. Backs of the hands to the wall, and then just connect to the fingers, to the feet, to the back. Going to take one more breath, and we're going to take it to forward fold. We'll inhale. Now as you exhale, you just take yourself forward. I'm going to take my arms here, but if you need to put your arms on your thighs, you need to bend your knees. Do all of that. And then the hands can come down wherever they go. Okay, breathe. So the nice thing about using the wall here is, and I'll say this, if you need to take your feet forward, I'm going to say it again, do it. You're going to push the feet down and away, and then you feel your sit bones. And you say, oh, can they go higher up the wall? That's going to give you more stretch in the back of the legs. So push the insoles of your feet down and the outer edges. So the legs are fully engaged. Now it's not so easy. Find a bit of cow pose where your heart can drop, your head can drop. And then to come out, you bend your knees, start to drop down. We're going to come to chair pose at the wall. So I take my hands to my thighs. I bring the back to the wall like I'm sitting here. I'm going to press mid back to the wall. My feet anchor. Might come down a little bit more. Arms down, arms up. Whichever one. Smile, breathe, open your hands. And then lift yourself up. Come back into your forward fold version. Okay, this time to come up, I'm going to take my hands one at a time to the wall, either side of my hips. Just push the wall away, hips come away, hands come down. And now here's yogi's choice. It's either child's pose, sit, or a version of handstand. So we're going to do the handstand version. So you're going to walk your feet back to the wall like you had them before. Your hands are nicely anchored. And then you walk your legs a little closer together. Take your right leg up the wall. You can tuck the toes under, just stretch it. Press the left thigh to the wall. Maybe we'll do one leg at a time first. And we'll take it down and switch. Take the other leg up, stretch. And then you can do that again or anything you like. Now I'm going to take both legs up the wall. So I go hip height. If you need to go higher, do it. Once I have one foot to the wall, I look forward. Then take the other leg. Then you look at your feet. And maybe you take one leg up in the air. Then you can look forward when you do that. And then switch and do the other one. If you're still with me, put both feet at the wall. Now take one foot to the floor and like stir the soup. So the knee bends. And I'll do the other one. This is good spine extension. And then both legs down. And let's take a child's pose. And just bring that all in. Oh, good. Have my blanket here. I'll rest my head on. Oh, wow. Yes. Okay, take your time here, because the next pose we're going to do is just sitting at the wall the way we started. And we're just going to see if we got taller. So take your time. When you're ready, set yourself up nice. You're just going to sit with your back against the wall. Maybe you can find what you remember. Good. And then just take a few moments to feel the backs of the shoulders, the heart, back of the head. Everything connected. Now I'm going to take my hand up, mark the wall here, and look. And I think I'm for sure like 3 inches taller. Wow. Beautiful, my friends. Okay, we're gonna, I think before we take Shavasana, let's take a few cobras. I feel like we've done all of this. So from here, I'm just gonna come onto my hands and my knees. Yes. And then I'll walk my hands forward. Maybe I'll take a little plank, because that's fun. And you're pushing down and away, and then lower down. Good. So tops of the feet to the floor, and if that's not happening, wiggle yourself forward. Good. Okay. Take your hands. I'm going to bring my hands back a little bit. So sometimes I say under the shoulders. I'm going to go mid-ribs. Lift your shoulders up. Lift your head and your heart. Just for a moment, take your hands off the floor. Breathe. And then put them down and start to come up, your version. Now I did bring the hands back a little bit, so that's quite a bend. So you decide. Maybe you cobra snake, look over each shoulder. Oh yeah. Okay. And then lower down. Good, take your arms out to the side, off the floor, stretch your fingers. Lift your head, your heart, your arms, maybe your legs. Fly. Pull your chin in and release, and come back to your version of cobra. Just one more little cobra. Could be little, could be big. You want to add the legs. Look up. Yes. And then release. Child's pose, just to stretch the back out. I'm going to bring the knees together. I'm actually going to take this little blanket. Just quickly roll it, put it right into my belly. So I can just really get into that low back. And, my head doesn't have to touch the floor here. I'm just going to breathe, let the glutes go. Pee. Hey. Breathe. Okay, and then there's a nice little stomach massage. Okay, I'm going to grab a dog. And then we're going to set up for Shavasana. Now, the magic of having the wall is legs up the wall. And you don't have to do that the whole time. You don't even have to do it. If you're going to set up just for Shavasana, turn yourself so your head is at the wall and your legs are out. And that way, your feet aren't going to touch the wall. So I'm going to take legs up the wall, and I'm going to use my blanket again. Support my hips. Your tush doesn't have to go right to the wall if that's not comfortable. Find your place. Okay. So eye pillow, if you have one, a blanket, anything that would make this feel more relaxing is strongly encouraged. And deeply let go. Allow all of that motion, lengthening, and aerating of your body. Let all of that work happen now through the breath and through softening. Just feel the clarity and the freedom of your breath. Yes. If your legs up the wall and you'd like to transition to Shavasana, then now would be the time. You can stand legs up the wall and offer and turn legs up the wall. You can just bend your knees, feet to the wall, and just lift your hips. And coming back down and either moving to Shavasana or just re-lengthening the legs. Whichever one. Just allow yourself to release to gravity. your still in legs up the wall. You might just bend your knees, place your feet at the wall, and either be here or push your feet into the wall. Lift your hips up for a moment if you wish. Just re-extending the legs for a few more breaths of just dropping in deeply. And then choosing to either continue in your restful place or to start to lovingly and carefully make your way out by moving the ankles, the wrists, the fingers, the toes, maybe hugging the knees into the chest for a few moments. Anything else, discover along the way to move into the fetal position. Just resting there again for at least 2-3 breaths. Taking your time, and you meet me seated if you wish to come here. Just take a few moments in your seated pose to just allow yourself time to feel your energy field, to acknowledge that you have become a little taller and feel a little calmer. And even take that acknowledgement deeper to gratitude for yourself, for your practice, and for getting on your mat and doing this work. Like deposits in the bank, every practice, an investment in your health and your wealth. Your health is your wealth. Good. As you're ready, bringing the palms together in front of the heart with reverence and with honoring for this body. And again, I'm going to take lotus flower mudra here and just open. And as if I'm inhaling the sweetest scent of the most beautiful flowers. And exhaling into your hands. And sending in all your love, your good energy, as you seal the palms together and lengthen, lift your head. And we'll join together in our May We Be Blessed mantra. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. And let's seal that with one Om. Inhale. Bow your chin. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Bring the whole length of your thumbs to rest along the center of your forehead. Send this prayer out into the world. And as you inhale, re-lengthen. And as you exhale, breathe into your hands. Catch your divine breath. Lift your chin. Namaste, my friends. Thank you. Oh my God, I love you guys. I honor you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Let me just say, no class Tuesday or Thursday. Heart is booked this week off, and we're going to go paddle boarding on some lakes and have a really nice time. So no class Tuesday, Thursday, but I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you so much, you guys.
You guys.